Salutations, Queen of Shade here in my natural form. To come to you and first say Happy Juneteenth. I want to start by saying that. Happy Juneteenth. I'm looking at myself here. Hold on. Happy Juneteenth. Enjoy. This is a day of freedom for Black people, Black and brown people. And I just want to say Happy Juneteenth. Now, the reason I'm coming to you is because I was sitting downstairs and we were having some work done on our house, and I was just sitting there with my grandmother, and we got to talking, and we were talking about my career, and we were actually talking about a model that I'm looking at right now that I want to invest in. They have no idea, but I want to invest in them and their career, basically. And I don't mean for favors or anything like that. I mean legitimately, okay? Which means as an investor, I want a return on my investment. That is the dollar and not the ass, okay? No ass for this transaction. But anyway, we were talking about height, and I got to thinking about my career, and I started to reminisce with my grandmother about Paris and, you know, New York fashion and this is that and the other. And we were talking, and, you know, the crazy thing is that, you know, you always hear me saying I've been in this game for 21 years. I've been an entertainer for 21 years. I've also been an entrepreneur working for myself for just as long. But there's a reason why it took me 21 years to get to where I am. You see, growing up without my mother and my father, I was in the care of my uncles, my aunts, and my grandparents. And I only have one grandmother. So when I say grandparents, I mean my grandmother. She was Happy Father's Day and Happy Mother's Day, etc. But during that time, my grandmother was the breadwinner. So that meant, and she was an educator as well. So she was always out of the house. She would leave early in the morning, come home late at night, doing her business, making sure the money was there for me and my 3 siblings and my uncle and my sister's 2 children and my aunt, all living in this apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, mind you. Okay, we're not going to talk about why my aunt and my uncle were grown and didn't have jobs. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, that's nobody's business but their own. But she was always busy working. So I did not get the lessons that most children would get. How to manage finances, how to be in business for yourself, how to manage your mental health, how to manage stress and pressure and haters and all of these things. So it was so crazy because I returned to my grandmother at a time in life where she was retired. So she had no other people. All the kids were grown. She had no one else to take care of or to teach. You understand what I'm saying? She was retired. So I benefited from her lessons. And I basically was a grown man being sent back home that didn't have a mother and father to learn all of the lessons that I had to learn to be an effective human being, man, an entrepreneur. So all these years, I had to learn all of the lessons I didn't get in my home from my family. And to add on top of that, you know, I was in college when mental illness smacked me and derailed me. And that took many years. I've had 20 years of therapy. So right when it happened was right when I started therapy. But I always went, you know, and this is, I'm just telling you my story, but you know, I'm taking my medicine. Now I feel fine. No need to take my medicine anymore. Yeah, I've been there. I've done that. And then you collapse and you crash and your dream is hanging on by a thread because you're not balanced enough to deal with it, to handle it, to take it, and then whoosh. So I had that happen a lot of times, actually. I had it happen in fashion and I had it happen in music. I was not physically capable of the responsibility of handling my career. And see, a lot of people don't understand the labels, the agencies, they don't do everything for you. They pay you. Okay, they take their cut and they pay you. And it is your job to take care of yourself, to manage your money, which is why a lot of models get managers. Be careful, because managers can steal all your money and leave you with nothing. But that's another story for another day. Didn't happen to me. But basically, 21 years it took me to be the type of man that I am today, the type of man that is an entrepreneur, the type of man that is in control of his mental health, the type of man that is on the up and not sliding down into the abyss of all of the generational curses that were supposed to keep me down. Now, mind you, even through all of that time, I've had other obstacles. I've had haters. I've had, just different things happening in my life. I still had life hitting me. But at the same time, I had to learn these lessons so that I could stand here today and be the queen of shade. And I'm so thankful that my grandmother was still alive, still here at 76 years old to my 41. She'll be 77 in October. I'll be 42 in September. So you have to understand, my family started at the bottom. My grandmother was the only one that went to college besides my Uncle Curtis. Shout out to you, Uncle Curtis. I love you. And that was her brother and her sister, who is now, gone on and part of my ancestral team, my Aunt Maxine. She was a nurse. But, she's the only one that of her children, of all of us, that went to college and successfully completed. And there were a lot of reasons why: mental illness, just different things like that. But I returned to her so that I could get the lessons that I knew she had. She was the matriarch, and she was very smart with money, very smart with her life, very smart with her career, and devout. She believed in God. She credits God for everything that she's ever amassed, everything she's ever done, every blessing she's ever received. She credits the divine. And I also have that as well, because I was introduced to God at an early age, kind of like she was. It was kind of like an outer body experience. Your body's on fire, you're shaking, you feel electricity. Like, I actually had that happen. It was like it was more than religion. It was like a spiritual awakening, which is why I am so spiritually inclined today. Oracle, prophet, shaman, healer, seer, medium, clairvoyant, phoenix, fury. Like, I have so many gifts that come from the spirit world, but not because I'm the first of my kind, but because my grandmother was the first of our generation to have them all. And then she tutored me and taught me how to use them. So on this Juneteenth, a lot of people hear me say it's been 21 years, but it took me 21 years to be able to take care of myself as a man. That's just what it was. But the great side of the upside of that is I'm a man. And yes, I bloomed later in life, but it gets greater later. I still have this pristine voice because I didn't travel touring and ruin it and all that stuff, and smoking and drinking and eating red meat and all of that stuff. So I'm still good. I'm still making really good music, new music coming soon. But I am able now to just live my life. And sometimes I often, because the industry is obsessed with youth and beauty. Thank God I still am beautiful, but I'm not young. I'm not young. And I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm not young, but I am so glad that I'm not young, because it was an endeavor to me to live to 40 years old. I had to live past 40 years old. My favorite uncle, his name was Sidney. He died at 40 years old of HIV and AIDS complications. So it was my endeavor to beat that by not contracting HIV, and then to outlive that, because he was my favorite male figure in my life. And I did that, and I'm still doing that. I'm on PrEP, DoxyPep, all these things to make sure that I'm okay. And I also am on these things, and I'm still 12 years celibate. As a businessman, I cannot afford to damage this. Like this top, yeah. I can't afford. I'm my business. See, a lot of people don't understand that. Yes, it's what I make, but I'm my business. My business doesn't work without me. And you got a lot of people that try to imitate and steal pieces of you and this is that. No, I'm not into any of that. This doesn't work without me and all these magnanimous gifts that I have. But that's why it took 21 years. And I just wanted to add some context to that, because you guys hear me saying it all the time. I actually just posted something about me having 5 million streams on the streaming sites of my $1 Billion Voice album. And I posted it with the dollar amount next to it because I wanted you to understand that your stars, your artists that you think are rich, millions and millions of streams, not rich. The labels get all the money. But you have to understand there's more that goes into a career in music than just streaming sites. You have to actually sell albums, then you tour, then you do a lot of things. You get brand deals and things like that that help your money go up. Yes, baby, I know what the hell I am and who I am. Okay, I know my business. But there are other things that add to your net worth. But so yeah, I posted it because I wanted people to see, baby, this ain't easy. I've been doing this 21 years. I sing like a bird. This ain't easy. But I'm so glad that I was able to be sent back home to learn the lessons from someone who cared. I often tell my grandmother she's the only one in the world who actually gives a fuck about me. And and I mean it. You know, people love the Queen of Shade, yes. But as far as putting their money where their mouth is and being there to invest their time and their attention and their walking me through the therapy and all the things that I've had, not too many people gonna do that. So I'm very thankful for my grandmother, but that's why it took me 21 years. So I'm just saying that because, you know, it's Juneteenth and we're talking about freedom. And about 10 years ago, I was given my freedom. My freedom was handed to me even through the music because I became in control of my copyrights, my masters, my publishing, and my distribution. I own everything. And that is unheard of for an artist. That is mainstream. So, you know, it's been a journey, but still, I'm so thankful for where I am in my journey. And I just wanted to, on this day of freedom, reflect that and tell you that I'm so glad for what I am, who I am, and what I've learned. It's Juneteenth, but it's also in the middle of Pride Month, so I get to celebrate twice. And, you know, people don't remember that I am gay and black, you know, and male and an entrepreneur, which are all four very hard things to do. But I'm doing it. I'm making it as little by little, as much as I can. Things will grow. The money will grow. The figures will grow. Reputation is there. I have the reputation. Brand deals are coming. I'm in talks. There's all kinds of things going on. So I'm just really thankful for the career that I have and where I am in it, because I'm in the driver's seat of everything. So I take full responsibility for it, which means I have to manage it. And I have lawyers and I have accountants and I have people that I pay. Yes, it's hot in this bathroom. I have people that I pay, but I am the brain. Everybody else, Pinky. If you understand me. Happy Juneteenth.
Make sure that you follow the Queen of Shade on all social media platforms. Stay up to date with social media posts, podcast episodes, merchandise drops, and mentoring specials. Serious booking inquiries, use the email provided.